This episode is brought to you by Epidemic Sound. So many of you have been asking about the intro song, and well, the secret is Epidemic Sound. They produced this intro song for us. If you need high quality music for your videos, there's a link in the description of this episode. You can get a free 1-month trial, literally free music for your videos. Thank you so much, Epidemic Sound, for making our intro music. This is really weird.
It's not weird at all.
It's weird because
You've never known me like this.
ever since I've known you, you've been growing out your hair.
Yeah.
Like ever since.
Yeah.
For those of you who are just listening in, Peter has cut his hair. And it's not like a little chop. It's a drastic difference.
I feel like everyone thinks it's such a huge deal except for me. It's always funny when you go into a salon or, where I go get it cut. Everyone around me is like, are you sure? Are you? And like everyone stops doing their job and they just watch. And I'm like, just get it done. It's just hair. Just cut it off. Let's go.
But you've been growing it for like I've never done that myself. But I would think that if I committed to something for like 2 and a bit years or whatever it's been.
Oh yeah, no, I grew it for like 4 years and then I cut it off and then I grew it all back. So
yeah, I remember when I met you, you're like, I want to grow my hair back.
I was in like the process.
Check
of
these
it.
pictures. I was like, whoa, you look like a Jesus or something.
So
like,
I think it was 2016 when I had my last haircut, like full haircut. So it was like 3 years.
but does it feel different now?
Everything's more cold. My ears are very cold. I feel exposed and a little vulnerable. But
A little bit more naked.
But honestly, I like it better.
Yeah.
It's just easier. But waking up in the morning and having to actually do something to your hair sucks. Because I just used to be able to wake up, brush it, maybe. 1 out of 5 times I would brush it. Or I would just shake it up and be like, good enough. Throw on my hat, tie it up. But that's exactly why I wanted to cut it.
Yeah.
When I walked in, the guy that owns the salon downstairs, super cool guy, Colin, was like, they get notes when you make your appointment. So he like read the notes and I was like, cutting my hair, OMG, just like over and over. And everyone was freaking out when I walked in. They're like, are you really going to do it? And Colin was like, of course he's going to do it. Like every time I've seen him, like 80% of the time I see this guy, he's got a hat on backwards or his hair's tied up. It's one or the other.
I always wear a hat just because.
And you have beautiful hair.
It's not like I'm necessarily lazy, but it's just one more extra step in the morning. I'm like, the hat's just easier. And I just pick up the hat and walk out. And it just kind of like, it's almost like a comfort thing. It's like, I just like waking up and not having to deal with a whole bunch of stuff. I just put on a hat. I'm good to go.
Yeah. No.
It works every time.
I'm fully down for that. And I've been doing that for the longest time. So I kind of thought like, why have the long hair if it's just kind of always being kept out of the way?
Yeah.
And the main reason is, as you can see, I have a lot of white and gray hair, like a lot, like 80%, like on the sides,
Sure.
the sides, the back, the
We're
top.
getting old.
The top is colored, but like my dad went full white when he was 28. So I think I'm kind of
Silver fox.
following that suit. And I don't think long white hair looks good. I think it looks terrible. Long white, because white hair is like more wiry. It grows in like a different consistency, right? So I didn't want that. And I don't want to be the guy going to dye my hair. Like, all right, going to get my hair cut. I'll be back in like 3 hours because it's got to get colored.
Yeah.
And they got to wash it. I just didn't want to do that. So that kind of left me with one choice.
For the record, I like it better this way.
Yeah, thanks.
I think it actually looks good if that wasn't clear.
I look a little more like I care about life.
I feel like you look a little bit like younger and a little bit fresher.
I'm gonna get carded at the beer store for sure.
I think so.
Like that's 100% happening.
Now, do you think now that we kind of live in this social media weirdness and all that, does it make it harder to change your physical look, like, because a lot of your subscribers or followers, whatever, are gonna be like, oh my gosh, he cut his it, like they're gonna be freaking out.
Have done that.
Yeah, exactly. There's gonna be both sides. They're gonna be like,
at this very moment in time, no one has seen it yet. So we're recording this ahead of time.
So we don't
right?
actually have the feedback yet.
So we don't have the feedback yet. So like I'm right now, today, after we're done, like continuing to make the video
where you reveal.
Where I'm like, oh, by the way, I cut my hair. But I don't want to make a big deal out of it. Everyone that I was talking to was like, you have to film the cut process.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, but that's just going to be what everyone expects it to be. It's going to be scissors. It's going to be slow motion, the hair falling to the ground. And if I can visualize it already in an instant, everyone else can, I would rather surprise them in a different way.
Yeah.
So how
Mix
can I do
up.
the opposite? So I just kind of think not playing it up is kind of playing it up more. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
meta.
I always try to think about like, what's the typical direction most people would do this, and then what's the complete opposite direction that's stupid or unorthodox that no one's gonna do or everyone's gonna tell me not to do, and that's what I want to do.
What I do.
Yeah.
But I think in general, it's like you have a lot more eyeballs on you, so it's like more pressure to, well, at least for me, I feel weird if I like wake up and I look haggard and then to just start filming myself. Maybe I should.
I think that's kind of awesome. I think that's the best. Honestly, I think, and I'm going out on a limb here, I would think the audience would maybe even appreciate that more. Because they're like,
That's true.
Cool, look, he's a regular dude like me. He's not just like always looking perfect on camera. Like he's got massive bags under his eye. Like I looked in the mirror this morning and I was like, what? Why are those bags so large? Like they're full carry-on bags right now. I would have to pay for the overweight fee for the bags that are hanging off my face at this very moment. Yeah, look at these. Look at this. Can you see them right? Huge.
Well, the podcast listeners, the audio listeners,
just they're big.
Can visualize.
You can visualize it. I think I did a good job there.
I think so too.
Large bags.
I guess you're right. YouTube, especially YouTube, has that like you want that raw, real feeling. So a lot of times you actually do kind of want to show that stuff too.
Or like you just like film the process of getting yourself ready in the morning until you get to the point where you're on camera, and then it's fun and it makes sense.
Yeah,
which
true.
I think is what people like about what we do.
I do think though, if you ever do like social media as a living, want to grow Instagram or YouTube or something like that, you have to be fairly confident. Because you get a lot of feedback from the people.
Yeah, a lot of
internet.
unwanted
A lot of unwanted. And it's really weird feedback too a lot of times, but yeah, like I can't imagine. I'm gonna read some of those comments.
I don't know if I'm going to or not.
I'll tell you all the good ones.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have we talked about the people commenting about my long hair for years?
That's true.
Cut your hair, skid, you look homeless. I'm like, okay, one, we're talking about something completely different in this channel.
Yeah, what does that have to do with anything?
So we're talking about photography and tutorials, and I'm like, in this specific video, let's just say, I'm teaching about aperture.
Yeah.
So thanks for the comments about the hair. Totally
Appreciate
unrelated. Second, you chose to come here and watch this video on your time about something unrelated, and the only takeaway you have is to tell me to cut my hair. I've never had the drive or like the urge to comment something like that on anyone's video at any time about anything.
I don't know if have we talked about this on the podcast, but yeah, I find that to be the weirdest thing ever. Like, we as humans have stupid thoughts sometimes. Like that guy looks funny. Or
I have a lot of stupid thoughts.
Yeah. But I would never ever, if I stumbled upon like a video and I was like, this guy looks kind of like funny or something like that, I would never ever take the time and be like, hey, you look funny.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I'm sure you get a lot about your accent.
What accent?
Your accent sounds ridiculous.
See, I
can't understand this guy. Where's this guy from?
I just talked about this yesterday. I don't hear my own accent.
I don't hear it anymore.
Okay, good.
But when I first started watching your videos,
Great,
and we had never like met. Oh, this guy doesn't sound like me. So he's
from somewhere.
From somewhere.
He's a foreigner.
That's not from here. And yeah, Finland, right? So
yeah.
But now it's totally, I don't even hear it. People are like, oh, Matti, where is he from? I'm like, what? Oh, you're probably just meeting him for the first time and he sounds different to you. But I'm sure you probably get a lot of that. And it's just, I don't get it. I would never watch a video of someone just talking about, hey, I'm looking up how to mount a sign, how to get something level on the wall. And the guy's like, all right, you're going to want to get a rule. Pause. You sound like an idiot. Comment. Keep watching. Yeah. I just would never do that.
I don't what makes somebody be like, I want to make this person's day a little worse today.
Yeah.
You suck.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
I hate your beard.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Oh, okay.
Cool, man. Thanks.
Sure.
By the way, thank you for the engagement. Even though it's negative, you're actually helping the channel. The dislike button is helping the channel.
Yeah. It's so ironic. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. And every time, like I kind of have the policy of like, I don't engage with those people at all.
You're
like,
way better at that.
No time of day
than
for
anyone
that.
I've ever met.
I'm not gonna legitimize it for a second. I think I'm almost I comment on stuff that's like constructive criticism.
I'm fine with that.
But
stuff.
if it's outright just like stupid, I don't either hide or I don't answer at all.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever answered. But as soon as you do, even if it's like constructive, kind of negative, as soon as you comment on it, they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't think you were going to see this. Like,
huge fan.
Yeah, huge fan. I love your stuff. You're amazing. Love the beard, actually.
Yeah, didn't mean it in a negative way.
Yeah. Wasn't trying to hurt your feelings.
You didn't mean that I'm ugly and should die in a negative way. Oh, sorry, that's my little brother. He has my password. I've had that one. My little brother has my YouTube password. Way. Yeah. Sorry, dude, I'm a huge fan. I'm so embarrassed.
Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Dude.
It's pretty awesome.
It's so obvious.
I'll say, so like you've always been better with YouTube comments than I have. Always.
I think I have.
But it's taken, so what? We're coming up on 3 years doing this?
Yeah, close. Yeah.
It's taken me like legitimately 3 years to not care.
Yeah, you were bad in the beginning.
Very bad.
You were reading like every comment.
It was only until about 5 months ago that I've just switched off.
Yeah.
I laugh at it now and they're like, this sucks. I'm like, a block.
That is my reaction. If there's a really just like dumb comment, I just laugh. Yeah. Like it's too funny to me now.
Well, I screenshot them and send them to you.
Yeah, and it's hilarious.
And then we laugh together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or I'll block the person and then I'll go find them on Twitter, block them on Twitter, block them on Instagram, block them on like everything.
That.
Yeah.
Shun,
like complete shun.
I like that. I should probably do that too.
Yeah, you lose all privileges.
I don't think there's enough people. We don't have any time for those negative Nancys who just want to make your day worse. Like, I don't get that.
And for all the people that also think they can do it better, there are some that I'm sure can.
Yeah.
And my recommendation to those people is go do it better.
Yeah. Stop commenting these lame comments and go and do it.
Yeah. If you think this is all wrong and you can do a better job, then please contribute to the community. You might help someone else in the process. And hell, you might even help me.
Yeah.
I might watch your video and go, wow, that guy, I just learned something and he was right. He did it in the wrong way.
Yeah.
And letting me know. But I don't get it.
I've thought about this a lot. Like, what is the actual psychology of that? What drives those people? Is it, sometimes I think this is a major one, is people might look up to you and they're like, oh, I like this guy's stuff. And then they're like, oh, I know something that he doesn't know. I'm going to let him know. Like, did you know that you could have actually done this better? Or something like that. And they think they're kind of like, they don't realize that they're trying to like show you up, but I think they're thinking that you're somehow going to be like, wow, that's incredible. Like, I can't believe you knew that. Like,
please come on the channel
and
make a video.
You out? Take over my channel, please. You're amazing. Yeah. And that never happens. Yeah. That is not the reaction you'll ever get.
That reminded me of something like, take over my channel, like shout me out, is when people, and this is off topic, so I'm kind of going off on a,
we're going off what this podcast is about.
We're going off on a tangerine here. That's what I like to say.
Good old tangerines.
When people want to collab, Ramsey was just here, Chris Ramsey, the other day.
Great guy.
And he was saying like, instead of asking YouTubers like, hey, do you want to collab? Because it's very like self-serving, like, hey, can you come on my channel and help me? Instead, ask the question like, what can I do for you? Like, how can I help you? How can I benefit you? Instead of just coming at a creator, hoping that they're going to shout you out.
It's funny because it makes so much sense.
It makes so much sense. And I think a lot of the times collaborations work when they're not asked for.
Yeah.
All the people that I collaborated with that I'm friends with now, I never came out straight, just like emailing or finding them in person saying like, hey, can we collaborate? Let's make a video.
Yeah, no, they happen organically. You meet people like, I get along with this person. I really like this person's content or whatever.
Even when we met.
Yeah.
I think we just went and had lunch and started hanging out. You went to Henry's with me, rented some lenses. We were just shooting and like taking photos downtown. And it was months before we even made a video.
Yeah,
we were in Italy when we made our first video.
I was definitely not filming that first time we hung out. We literally just hung out. You were filming a little bit of your video or something, and I kind of helped you out with that. Yeah. But like, it was more of just like, you're doing the same thing. Like, oh, cool. Like, let's hang out or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we got along, and that's why we started traveling together, collabing, whatever. It wasn't because, hey, Can you shout me out, Pete? Yeah. Like, it wasn't that, and you weren't using me either like that.
I think sometimes it just comes from not knowing.
Oh yeah,
like you just don't know.
Well,
you just don't know the right way to do it.
I think it's also just selfishness. I think people in general, I'm sure we also have those selfish tendencies, and you just think, this is what I want, and you get those emails where it's like, can you come on my channel? I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to talk about this. I want to do this, and you come on my video, and I'm like, why would I want to do all those things that you want to do when I have my own things that I want to do? Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are
you
my
live
things.
in Philly.
Yeah. Can you just fly over here? And it doesn't make any sense.
You don't do a lot of collaborations on your channel.
No, I think that's kind of because of my introverted personality.
Because of your Finnishness?
I think that's my Finnishness. Is
that a word, Finnishness?
Probably not, but let's
right.
say it is. Yeah.
It sounded right. Google that. Finnishness.
I think it's part of okay, so this is a great example. To this day, my Finnishness inside me, if I go to somebody's, let's say I go to your place and you're like, do you want a Coke or a ginger ale or a drink or something like that? And I'm like, no. Automatic response, no matter what, even if I'm super thirsty, I'll just be like, no, it's fine. It's because I don't want to bother somebody else. And then you'll have to ask me like again, and I'll be like, no, it's fine. And then on the third time, I'm like, yeah, actually, I could take a drink.
You're just coughing in the corner, dying. Yeah. Your throat's drier than a box of Triscuits.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's as Finnish people, we don't want to have other people go out of their way for us. I think that's what it is. And so I'm like, I'm fine. I'll just do my own thing. Like, you want to clap? No, it's fine. It's fine. Like, I'll just do my own. Like, I think it's kind of that.
Should we tell them the story of when I tried to get everyone to chant your name in Finland? So I did a talk in Finland. I think it was last year. It was last year, maybe a year ago in the spring or in the summer.
So.
I flew to Finland for a day. I flew all the way to Helsinki.
To my homeland.
To your homeland.
Without me.
Without you, by myself. And went to bed, woke up, gave this talk, went back to the airport and flew home. So I was there 27 hours or something. And when I was on stage, obviously one of the first things I said was like, hey, like one of my best friends is Finnish. Yeah. His name's Matti. Everyone on the count of 3, y'all hi, Matti. I'm like, 1, 2, 3. Hi, Matti. And there was maybe 2 or 3 people and I was like, oh, come on, guys, you can do better than that. And sometimes the audience is a little shy and you give them that pump up. Okay, come on, we can do better. Let's go. I want to let's break the walls. 1, 2, 3. Hi, Matti. 1, 2, 3. No, nothing. I was like, oh man, this is not off to a good start. I was like,
if that's Finnish people.
Moi moi. The only thing you ever taught me.
Yeah, Finnish people are the kind of people where
not a good start.
We're terrible at small talk usually. But once you get to know a Finnish person, they're those loyal friends that you can trust for life kind of thing. They're not going to backstab you or do anything stupid. They're your friend. But it does take a little bit. And that's why I think a lot of times people think that Finnish people are kind of icy and cold. Because
these jokes are not working right now.
Yeah, exactly.
This reminds me of my stand-up comedy career.
Exactly. Yeah. They're just not good at that initial thing. But once you get to know them, then,
Because you laugh at everything.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because you know me.
And I think I'm also a mix of a little bit of Canadian culture and Finnish. I'm not fully Finnish.
That would make sense.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Lived half my life. Let's talk. I know this is a little bit late, but we actually still haven't talked about the Game of Thrones finale. Yeah. You watched it. You were, first of all, Tangerine.
Yep.
How's the doc going?
It's going great.
You're filming a doc about Angels Airwaves?
Filming a documentary about Angels Airwaves. Favorite band. I grew up with posters of Tom DeLonge on my wall. So standing in his studio with him, chatting. I tried to do that gracefully and fill this cup, and it just wasn't working. For everyone listening, I'm trying to drink water, and it's just not going well.
And the water bottle is down.
But yeah, filming a doc about Angels Airwaves with Tom DeLonge. He was the lead singer of Blink-182, for anyone that doesn't know. He's very much into UFOs and aliens these days.
He's an interesting guy.
Very interesting. He just, there's a brand new series starting tonight, the day we're filming this. By the time they listen to this, it's already out, on the History Channel that he's a part of that helped produce called Unidentified. And he's working with government officials and people in the government to talk about UFOs and
into it then.
Special tech and all kinds. Yeah, he's legit into it. Not just the kind of person that thinks there might be, there are
right. He's
these
a believer
things out there, and let me show you the proof that I have and the reasons these things are not being discussed. And I don't really get into it. I'm just there to film something about music. So we haven't really got into it together. There's times where we'll be chatting and he'll tell me about a book he's reading and it'll be about, some kind of something alien related. And you know what? Believer or not, I've always been inspired from him because of this, is just his undying passion for things. And I don't care what people think of me. I don't care if you think I'm crazy for walking away from one of the biggest punk rock bands in our time right now.
I'm sure a lot of people.
I don't care if people think I'm crazy because I'm obsessed with aliens and UFOs and want to prove whatever I'm going to prove. It's just like all like the comments and the hate and stuff that he gets for, he's a very talented individual, and he's only judged on like this kind of like smaller body of work singing these pop punk songs.
Right.
That's gotta suck.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, I'm good at all kinds of things.
Yeah,
but like people only want me to sing What's My Age Again?
Right.
Or all the small things. And that's got to get irritating.
I've grown past that.
He started companies. Like he had a company called Mod Life that supplied technology to Kanye and all these different types of artists that let them monetize their brands online through their platform. And this was happening long before anyone was doing what we're doing now. Very ahead of the curve. Had a shoe company, clothing company.
I think one of the biggest surprises for me was that he had all those cameras. You showed me he had
big into cinematography.
I was like, what? And he actually, it wasn't like he just had a DSLR. He had legit equipment and knew.
This is a PL mount because I like these types of lenses because this works well with 4K and the sensor on this Blackmagic is Super 35 and you're like, oh, super wow. Cool. So you're not just strumming power chords. And I think that's the misconception. And that's a little bit what I wanted to shed light on with this documentary, but enough people have done that with him over the years since he's left that band. So the angle I'm trying to take a little bit more is they haven't really made music or toured Angels and Airwaves in about 7 years. So kind of catching up with all the guys, seeing what they're doing now, like David, the guitarist, who's like a really close friend of mine.
Comeback.
He's James Coffee. That's his, like, he's got a massively successful coffee business. Other people are doing totally different things. Tom is working, he was at the White House. I don't know why he's at the White House. Tom's at the White House.
The usual.
And they're all coming back together to play again for like, the first time. So that's what I feel like. Can you guys, are you even able to? Yeah. Like, can you play
is it possible still?
Well, they're talking like a set list, like 17 tracks or something. I'm just thinking to myself, I can't even get up the stairs to our office here without being out of breath.
Imagine doing that 17 times.
But imagine playing a song with like energy, and it's like it's going to be tough. And I'm really curious to see how it goes and the changes that they probably have had to go through as people and as a band and that. Sorry for that long rant, but that's
it's good.
That's technically what I'm trying to. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to portray. I'm still figuring it out, and I don't want to spoil any of it. But I filmed a really good conversation with Tom and the drummer Alon. I won't, but the conversation was about Tom's process for creating music, and it was very unorthodox, and everyone seemed to just kind of laugh at him for the way he does things. Not be on the same page. But it's his process, and I really related to it. I thought that's exactly the same way I make things, and I kind of, people have been saying, so what's the story? Like, what's like what's the arc of this doc? And I'm kind of just making it as I go.
But that's kind of how docs are.
And then I'm just going to kind of piece it together after the fact. Like, I'm going to find the story.
Yeah, you can't really force a doc. Like, you have an idea of where this could go, but a really great doc takes a life of its own, and you can't...
I'm new to this.
Yeah, you can't script a really great doc. You have to kind of get... You can make a good doc by planning and whatever, but to make a great doc, you have to get lucky and have things happen.
Film a lot.
Like, this is insane. Like, I can't believe this is happening.
Well, I had that with the bucket shot. A lot of people were saying to me, where did you meet all those van lifers?
Right.
And I just happened to, we ran into Matt Littlewood at the bottom of Rain Lake, who let us borrow his canoe, and then we became friends, and then that turned into people that he knew, and then we were all hanging out with more of his friends that had vans and lived in them and buses, and then we were all together, and it made this whole section of the film that I was like, oh my goodness, this is perfect.
It made it way better.
People were thinking, did you plan that? Did you get these people on board ahead of time? And that was all just random. Yep. That whole doc was filmed in like a day and a half, 2 days.
And now imagine if you film for weeks, months, years even, like the things that could happen.
The amount of time. You did that whole doc on Jesse in...
That was a day.
A day.
Yeah.
So pumped on that.
Thanks.
How you did it in a day actually blows my mind.
I think it turned out pretty
But I drew a lot of inspiration from that when I was trying to film these guys, thinking like, okay, Maddie can get a whole like doc done in a day.
A mini doc.
But it was really great, and you did it in a day, so it gave me confidence to know that like everything I was shooting wasn't just useless, because I was only in one room.
Yeah,
I need to go back for all sorts of different things, and
you're gonna go on tour with them.
I'm gonna go on tour with them for.
I might join you for certain things. Yeah, possibly.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, so when I was shooting him in his house, I was having trouble with my mic, which I talked about in the vlog, and I sorted it out and figured out what I was doing wrong. I don't want to talk about it.
Let's not go to that embarrassingness.
I don't want to talk about it. But
There's a lot of things going on in filmmaking.
There's a lot of things. And I can do both. I'm capable of doing both. You saw the footage.
You made it happen.
It looks good. That little sequence I sent you was great. But I think I could do better if I wasn't holding the camera. If I was standing there directing, trying to see the map from a bird's eye view, able to pull more out of what people are saying when they're having conversations, just throw a little gas on the fire here and there to get things going, knowing that it's being captured by someone that I know can crush.
Yeah.
So yeah, you saw that clip and the first thing you said to me was, I want to help.
Yeah. Because I know people don't realize it's one thing to make something look really good, doc style, where you're just running around, you don't have time to set up and stuff. You have to just, whatever's happening, you have to make it look good. But it's another thing to do that and also have in mind the story and be listening to the person talking
hard.
And thinking about, oh, I could ask this question after this, or like, how do I lead
they're moving, focus plane.
Yeah, focus. Yeah, got to move over here. Oh, lights changed now. And then you're still keeping track of like, oh, where's the storyline going? Oh, I should lead it into this place. Because you can lead conversations, right, with questions.
And you can hear me in some of the raw footage. I would just say, oh, why is that?
Exactly, yeah.
And, because, but then if the conversation starts steering off, I want to be able to give my full attention to, no, let's bring it back.
Yeah.
I want to stay in this line. That's where I can see that you're uncomfortable and I want to get more of that. But what's interesting is originally when we were trying to think about a doc that we could shoot together, I had mentioned to you that I wanted to make a film about Angels and Airwaves.
Did I decline it?
You weren't interested. You'd said something like, oh, but I don't know if anyone knows who they are at this point.
They're all new. Sorry, Tom.
But then you saw this 1 minute clip.
Yeah.
And it changed your mind entirely.
Yeah. I think that's what it is a lot of times, is if you can't picture it, I think it's really hard to pitch an idea to people, because if you can't show it, it's hard to show what's in your mind, and you have these ideas, oh, this would be really sick, and this is going to be really, and maybe this was the right time. Like, this to me seems more interesting now that they're going on tour, and like, I can see the story right away. Whereas back then, when you asked me probably like a year ago, or we talked about probably like a year ago, there wasn't as much going on. I was like, is there a story there right now? Like, it wasn't as interesting to me.
I go. Yeah. Yeah, no,
I thank you for pitching me on this. I think it's going to be a fun project.
Yeah, I made sure. So yeah, that's the plan actually for everyone listening, is to get Matti involved with the DP part. Mm-hmm. But the hard thing is scheduling, because not only do we have to, like, everyone's schedules have to come together, and that's the problem. Everyone's doing different things.
Yeah, we're all busy.
Tom's doing 1,000 things. David's got a business, and so you get the 3 guys in the band. I think there's another bassist that they're bringing on, and then your schedule, and then my schedule, and then we have to coordinate flights to fly out to where they're going,
and then our families and our
and the other stuff we already got going on, and the other plans we want to make for things. So it's proving to be quite a challenge, which is why I've told people, like, next summer I plan to hopefully have it done. Tom even said, like, we should find a place to screen it, and they should come play at the screening, which would be really cool.
That would be so cool.
So that would be great.
I think docs are so hard because they take a lot of time. You'll announce on your channel that you're filming a doc, and it won't be till a year and a half, maybe 2 years from now when it finally comes out, because you have to keep filming, and you have to kind of wait for things to happen in their lives.
This whole trip to LA and back, like 3+ days, was for 3 hours of recording in one room.
Yep.
Like, I went to one room, recorded in there for 3 hours, and that was
flights,
3 days of time.
Driving around, being there for just for a few hours. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then you have to do that multiple times. Yeah. It just takes
rehearsals, music videos, different meetings, like all the stage prep and all the vans being loaded, and then the buses and the tour
docs
itself.
Are crazy. Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, just thinking about it right now, I'm stressed out. I think my nose is going to start bleeding.
You just have to take it in chunks. And keep working at it. And eventually you'll have a really great story that you can tell. Yeah. And that's the best part is, I think I told you when you were going to LA last time, I was like, you're going to hate it at times, but just like push through it and it'll be worth it. Yeah. And it always is. You maybe on the day you're really tired. If it's you didn't have a crazy long shoot day, but if it's a long shoot day, you're super tired and you just want to stop filming and go home. But then by the time you get home and you look at the footage, or at the very end when you see the final end result, you're just so proud that you made this thing.
So glad I did that.
It's
yeah.
way bigger than
The bucket shot was like that. We edited
Exactly.
that for 3 months.
Yeah, you worked on that
Like
for a long time.
Like we work on videos for a day, three
pretty
days.
much.
You know what I mean?
2 days is a long
3
time.
months and like having people make music for it and color it and all those things. But by the end of it, I was really feeling like I want this to be done. I just
believe
don't
it.
care anymore.
Yeah.
Let's just send it right now.
It's tough. Okay, Tangerine over. The reason why I was talking about that because you were
Sorry.
filming that doc when the final episode of Game of Thrones.
I can't believe I was
Spoilers.
If you haven't
If
watched
there's
it,
spoilers.
If you plan on watching it, don't want to ruin it.
Probably the rest of this episode will be spoilers.
Day.
Yeah, have a good one.
Have a
We
great
appreciate
day.
you.
All right, I'm going to get ready for this.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in a restaurant. I'm eating fish and chips. And I was just like, Gabriel was like, what? And I'm like, oh no, how did I? Oh, Sunday night is my flight. And he's like, what? Okay. I did it to myself. I booked my flight at the same time the last episode of Game of Thrones.
Mistake.
Huge mistake. Tried to get it from the in-flight Wi-Fi. That didn't work at all.
That's not gonna work.
I was
Are you
grasping.
kidding me? Streaming from
I
it?
thought there was a chance. I was like, maybe there's a chance.
I would have laughed at you.
I even asked the stewardess. I was like, hey, why isn't the Wi-Fi working? Game of Thrones is on in like 2 minutes, and I just
Don't they
gotta
know that Game of Thrones is on?
I have to know. Ground the plane. So the plan was to get to the hotel by 11:30 Pacific Standard Time because it was being replayed on HBO.
Like a rerun almost.
Yeah. So I called the hotel like 2 days prior and was like, "Do you guys have HBO? Because if you don't, I'm changing my hotel. Like I'm gonna go find one that does." They had it. So I have about a 30-minute grace period for like mistakes. That's delays, a plane not getting there, pickups, traffic. I have 30 minutes grace, which isn't a lot.
That's not a lot.
It's not a lot.
Nope.
Got there on time. Everything was good. And then David was 30 minutes late based off the traffic and everything getting into LAX. So it was done. I was done before I even started.
No.
So I wasn't
you
going to
didn't
make it in
actually
time.
watch it.
No. So I was texting Gabe and I was saying to him, how do I do this? Help me out. Like I will not sleep until I watch this. I will tweet
I will
who
not
in
quit.
the area has HBO that I can hang out with and watch this right now. So he gave me his Crave login, which is a streaming service here in Canada, like
Crave.
Hulu or Netflix. So he gave me his Crave login. I logged in, it worked, and it was like, watch episode 6 from season 8. I was like, oh,
it's up already.
It's done. It's
Oh, nice.
up. Okay, amazing. So easy drive, get to the hotel, boop, 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 unpack my stuff, play it, and then it said, you've reached your maximum device allowance. And at this point, it's now like midnight or 12:30 Pacific Standard, so
Which
it's
is
like
really
3
late.
a.m. for him.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, dude, can I delete some of your devices? And he didn't answer. Because he's
So you did
obviously
it
sleeping.
anyway?
No, so
No, really?
I was like, I can't I can't take his login information and then just wipe out his device history.
Full honesty, I think I would have.
I really wrestled with the idea.
I think I might have.
And you know what? You know him. He probably would have been fine
would
with
have been
it.
totally cool
I
with
just
it.
couldn't do it. For some reason, I couldn't do it.
You're a good man.
Thank you. So I signed up for it myself. It was like $10. So I signed up. Boom, go to watch it. You don't have the HBO movies package.
Another $10 per month.
Damn it, $20.
Yeah.
So bought that $20. Like trying to figure out how to add that, by the way, was like another 20 minutes because you have to do it through like the Apple iTunes app, not the actual
So it is
Crave
now
app.
1 a.m.
So it's now
You've just
like
traveled all
1:30.
day.
It's now 1:30, so it's like 4 in the morning, right? Exhausted. These bags under my eyes were 3 times bigger. Oversized luggage at this point. So got everything ready, hit play, and then it just said, you're in the wrong region, like Canada only. So then I went and signed up for
gosh.
NordVPN. This is not a sponsor.
Not sponsored.
But I'd seen everyone talking about it through their sponsored videos.
Apparently sponsor deals
So
work.
I found one and got the coupon.
I bet you that was the only one you knew of, right? That's the only one you're like, you trust. You're like, I've seen Phil DeFranco talk about this. It should be fine.
Chris Ramsey just made a video on this. So signed up for that, logged into a Canadian server, hit play, and it finally worked. But I fell asleep like 4 times during it because I was so tired. It was nearly 5 a.m. So
can't
the moment,
watch a finale
dude,
falling asleep.
the moment when this is what happened, and this is where spoilers get real. She's walking through the throne room like with the ashes,
Yeah, which we thought was snow.
which we thought was snow. I'm watching that scene, and she goes to like touch the throne, and then the next thing I know, she's got a dagger in her heart. He's like, "You'll always be my queen." I'm like, What?
Wait, what happened? What happened?
So I had to go back and watch that
Scroll
again.
back.
I spoiled myself basically while watching it live. I was so tired. Anyway, so
Did
I watched
you
the whole
rewatch it
thing.
afterwards?
No. Well, I scrubbed back.
Okay,
I scrubbed back and watched it, but yeah.
So what'd you think overall?
Okay, so I had been getting texts from lots of people while trying to get to the hotel in time. People raging, people hating it, people saying they ran it into the ground and it was ruined. You're going to hate it. They ruined
Signing
it.
the petition for a new season.
So it was kind of like a bummer hearing all that stuff before I watched it because I didn't want to go into it with any like expectations.
Yeah.
However, I don't personally think it was as bad as everyone's making it seem.
No, I honestly thought it was great.
I was only bummed that it was over.
Same.
I was bummed for the actual characters. Like I felt sad for Jon Snow.
No, I felt happy for.
I felt sad for him.
That's the reason why I liked the finale. Was like, yeah, there could have been things that are better, but I was not expecting HBO to give the characters the ending that they kind of deserved or the ending that they needed. Almost all of the good characters got a good ending. I was expecting way more people to die, way more people to suffer. All of the good people. Okay, so let's go through some of them. Okay, listen for a second. So Jon Snow, the reason why I was happy for him, he goes to hang out.
Stupid.
He goes to hang out with the wildlings. That's where he belonged in the first place. He didn't need all the
But
politics and
choice.
the stupidness. It wasn't his. That's
If they had added one scene where they had asked him, "Hey, you are rightful heir to the throne or whatever. Do you still want it? Because we'll fight for it." And he was to say, "No,
Yeah.
I don't." Then I would have been like, okay, cool. He's like, I'm going to go live in the true north because Tormund
see, he did.
hinted at that in a couple episodes prior. Then I would have been like, okay, cool. Yeah, he's going off to, he made the decision. They weren't just like, that was my fundamental issue with it, is that this character's done so much for everybody. He's like won all the wars for people, stopped
I agree.
stopped the Night King, all these people, and then they're just
He
like,
just gets punished.
back to the wall.
Yeah.
No kids. No women.
But see, that
You're
was
like, what?
That wasn't his decision to go to the wall. Obviously, that's probably the last thing he wanted to do.
Yeah, it was just
But
lame.
he
Like, well, there
did-
isn't even a Night's Watch anymore. Like, their zombies are gone.
Well, that's the thing. He does decide to walk out and go to the true north, whatever. Live with the wild. That was
That's
his
true.
decision.
I felt like as if they were waiting for him there.
Exactly.
Because like you get there, he comes through the gates, and Tormund's just standing there waiting for him.
Yeah, and you can see that
And
kind
then
of
they
like
all leave.
He makes that kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna piece that. Like I'm done with them all.
I'm not staying at
I
this-
don't care about oaths and all that anymore.
Castle
That's
Black
all over.
can get wrecked.
I killed Daenerys. Yeah.
Did you see the little leaf, the little plant that was growing?
No.
So it shows a close up of the horses walking beyond the wall, and there was like a sprouted plant.
Oh, really? So it's like
coming out
the
of the
end
snow.
of the long winter, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so I think that was like hinting that like
Interesting.
the snow might just be gone.
Okay, so the other characters, like so Sansa gets to be a queen still,
Dope.
which
Cool.
she
Cool
wanted to be.
ending.
Yeah, it was kind of a little bit like of a cop out, I think, but she got the ending
Why
that
do you think it was a cop out?
It was just kind of like, I know I'm gonna be a queen too. It was just like, it kind of seemed like a little bit left. Like, I feel like the whole series she didn't really do anything, and then at the end she's just like, I want to be the queen. And then
by the
people
way.
are like, I guess, sure,
Fine,
whatever.
yeah, just take it.
Have it.
Just take it.
Like, it would have been a little bit
We don't
cooler
care what you do.
if she did something really smart, because she's not that smart. And I don't like that they portrayed her as kind of like oblivious half the time. And she does kind of like dumb things. I wish they made her smart at the end and like did something really smart to earn it. But I'm still glad that she got it.
She had a super cool outfit by the end. Like
Oh,
all
yeah.
the
She's
black
boss.
like leather and like the ring necklace, that ring that was super cool.
I think most people were Team Sansa by the end
they
of
made
it.
her look pretty ruthless.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
All the people on the King's Council, the biggest thing, I did not think they were going to be able to wrap up the whole Bran thing. I was like, he didn't even appear in episode 5. I was like, what the heck? Like, they're just going to like forget about him all of a sudden. That's so lame. And then he becomes the king. And I was like, okay, I didn't see that coming.
Oh, Bran.
I think that makes sense. He doesn't want it. He's probably going to be a good leader. He's like an all-seeing God thing now. Like, he's probably going to be good. Seems like a good dude. So I was happy about that.
I stopped caring about him after they kind of just tiptoed away from his connection with the Night King. They're like, okay, so we're just gonna
Yeah.
shh.
Nothing happened.
Nope.
Yeah. Don't ask questions.
He's going to be king in the next episode. We just want people to forget for an episode, and then we'll hit him at the end.
Yeah. But I still kind of liked it. And
it's weird that Tyrion decided. I thought it was funny that he was standing there and Grey Worm was like, no talking. And then he just decides the fate of the world.
The longest longest and most important monologue.
No talking. Cool. Let me just decide the ending of the show.
Hold on a second, Grey Worm.
I'm going to end the series. Give me a minute.
Yeah, pretty much everybody gets a good ending. You know, Tyrion, all the people on King's Council, Samwell.
Cersei's ending and Jaime's was ridiculous.
That was a little bit weak.
You just need some kind of, I don't know, ruthless ending or some kind of conversation or something more than some bad infrastructure, some rocks falling on her.
And what makes it even worse is Tyrion goes down there and it's like, literally, if they would have just taken 5 steps over there, they would have been totally fine. No rubble over there.
Think about that.
Totally clear there. Like just 5 steps, just 5.
Jamie's saying, nothing matters in this moment anymore. Nothing matters. She's like, I'm just trying to say if we go over there.
5 steps that way.
Yeah, that matters.
And Jamie's like, don't go.
Nothing matters. No, I'm saying 5 steps matter. And then Tyrion's all sad, but I'm like, I mean, you're not sad for your sister dying. You hated your sister.
Yeah.
Your brother. I don't know.
Still siblings.
So that ending kind of bugged me.
A little bit, yeah. I didn't like episode 5 as much, but I like the way it ends.
Yeah,
I was happy. Everybody gets out. Like Arya gets gets what she wanted.
Daenerys had to go.
Yeah,
they made that very clear. Like they showed them. I don't think I saw some people were upset that he killed her, but like they made it very clear in the moment when he was like, "But what about the people who don't?"
Yeah,
whatever. And she was like, "Well, they don't get to choose."
Yeah, she's like, "F the people."
You literally see him. He realizes in that moment.
Yeah.
Wow, like this is going to be a repeat all over again.
Yeah.
Just based off the fact that they don't get to decide. And he was like, I'm not down with that.
Yeah.
So it made sense.
And it was
sad.
If you look at her career, she had kind times, but she wasn't really a good person in the end. She was a villain in the end. And it was being masked and like all the good people around her were kind of like suppressing it all the time. And then eventually it just like
exploded.
Yeah, just like
literally
the true nature came out and so all the good people, except for Missandei, I don't know, I think she was pretty good. She kind of got a crappy ending. Yeah. But all the good people got kind of like a decent ending. They got a happy ending. It's not like a Disney ending, but
my wife said the saddest part was the dragon trying to wake her up. Like,
yeah. If you're listening, Peter is doing an interesting movement with his nose and the microphone, like the dragon.
Trying to be the dragon.
Yeah. It was a good impersonation.
Yeah. It was sad.
No. There was a lot like critics, audience, everybody.
Jon Snow was useless
in
the last 2 episodes. He did nothing. He just kind of stood there and looked around like,
what's happening? What's going on?
Literally, that's all he did for like 2 episodes.
But I like the evolution of his character that he was Ned Stark essentially for the longest time.
Yeah.
And he finally breaks out of that and he kind of realizes that doing the right thing isn't always so clear and maybe there isn't the right thing, and so he had to do what he had to do, what he thought was the best thing at that moment, even though it wasn't the right thing. It was like, he had to break out of that.
There are no good decisions.
Yeah,
here.
that like we always, do the right thing kind of thing.
Ultimately, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
I think they're doing a prequel too, right?
They've
casted it.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's all
that.
over IMDb.
News to me.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for the longest time. I think they've been talking about like the history, like before when they start Game of Thrones. So I was like, they gotta do all that.
Oh, it's definitely happening.
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be insane.
So we'll get to see it again. And then they're talking to William, who's in Game of Thrones.
Yep, we met the dire wolves guy.
Yeah, he said they're turning, because I sent you that drone shot of Castle Black.
Yeah.
Which is super cool.
Yeah.
And they're turning those into like full-on tourist, like paid government funded. Like they're finishing the sets, rebuilding them. One of them, King's Landing, is going to be near the Titanic place.
Okay.
Because that's where I think they were building up the set for.
Right.
Remember that behind the scenes? They were putting shipping containers up to block the view. And then Castle Black and Winterfell. So the Winterfell we went to, I said like, well, they're just going to rebuild that castle. And he said they only used that spot for the first season.
Yeah.
Then they actually built it somewhere else.
Right.
for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So they're just going to finish it.
It's funny because when we were in Northern Ireland last time in Belfast, you hadn't watched a single episode of Game of Thrones.
Tour
and we were on a tour
is cool,
for Game of Thrones.
But I don't understand it. I just want to take some nice photos.
I think there was maybe me and like 2 other people on this bus full of people.
How bad did you feel?
I like,
because they were like, who's excited for Game of Thrones? And
I
like,
felt
2
bad
people
for
were
them.
like,
Yeah.
And Will was like, what?
Yeah, nobody. And he's talking about all these things and nobody knows anything.
I would share his shock now had I been there today. And he was like, and the same thing happened. I'd be like, okay, everyone off.
Yeah, what are you guys doing on this tour? Yeah.
But it was cool, even from someone at the point who wasn't a fan. I watched that vlog the other day with that forest he took us to.
Yeah.
And like it was super fun. It was really cool.
I would love to do it like a bigger tour of some of those sets and stuff. That's
we should
so
just
cool.
go back and hang out with them.
I'm feeling really hungry, so
I didn't have breakfast or coffee.
Yeah, I don't usually do breakfast, so you want to grab some lunch?
That was the last point, right? Game of Thrones is over. We can go.
I think so.
Food time.
I think, yeah.